season of Aspiring Teen Chefs, and I have two new Aspiring Teen Chefs. There is Joe. Hi. And Jaelyn.
Hi.
So we're going to be doing something very simple this year. To start with, we're just going to do Rice Krispies Squares. Everybody loves them, and I'm actually going to demonstrate the two methods, stovetop method and microwave method. And in that way, you can do it every which way you like. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to count out some marshmallows. Joe, would you be so kind as to count out 40 marshmallows? And I'm going to get our butter ready, or I'm going to show Jaelyn what to do with our butter. So I don't know if you remember, if you watched any of our other videos, but a pound of butter is 2 cups. So just doing a little bit of simple math here, a half a pound of butter is how many cups? If the full thing is 2 cups, what's half? It'd be 1 cup, right? Okay? And then half of that would be half cup. And then half of that would be 1/4 cup. So that's what we need, is we need a 1/4 cup of butter. So why don't you put our piece of butter in there, Jaelyn? Okay, now we have to put that on the stove at about, I cook most of my stuff at 4, unless I really have to slow cook it. So I don't usually go much higher than that. So we're gonna pop that on the stove on 4, so about medium heat. Medium, less a little bit. So go ahead, Jaelyn, put that on the big burner in the front. Four. Very good. So you have to watch that though, and here's your wooden spoon. And we need some vanilla. And we put about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. Now, handily enough, these caps generally hold about a teaspoon. So I'm just going to use that today because we've been preparing to move. My husband got transferred, so our house is for sale. It's a beautiful house, and we've done a lot of work to it, which is why we haven't been around. So we're just going to let our butter melt a little bit. There's 40 marshmallows. Excellent. Okay, the next thing that we need to do is we need to measure out 5 cups of Rice Krispies. So most recipes call for 6 cups of Rice Krispies, but I like to use 5 because it makes your Rice Krispie Squares a little bit more gooey and not quite as dry. So go ahead, and here is your Rice Krispies. I'll open that up for you. Hopefully you don't have Rice Krispies everywhere. I know I made a bad face there. Okay, so measure out 5 cups of Rice Krispies in there. So while all that's going on, our butter's melting. We've got our vanilla ready to go, but we don't want to add that until our butter is melted. I just like to spray my pan so that the melted marshmallow, as it cools, doesn't stick to your pan. So our butter here is melted, and I'm just gonna add the vanilla. So like I was saying earlier, this is about a teaspoon, and it's Rice Krispie Squares. We're not making anything super complicated. So we're gonna put about half in there, because we need half a teaspoon. Saves us dirtying a spoon. And Jaelyn, if you wanna give it a stir, mix that in. Okay, we can start adding our marshmallows. So Joe, do you wanna bring our marshmallows over? Pour those into the pot gently so the butter doesn't splash everywhere. Oh, we lost a marshmallow. Have to get another one. Just throw that one away, Jaelyn. Okay, so because we had to take a little bit of a break there, some technical issues, we turned down our butter. I'm turning it back up to 4, and now we have to stir this so that our marshmallows get all coated with the butter. Helps it to not stick as they're melting. And it really doesn't take that long for your marshmallows to melt, but you do have to stir it because sugar will burn very quickly on heat. So as anybody who's ever roasted a marshmallow can attest that you leave that sucker over the fire a little bit too long, just a few seconds, and it's a flaming torch. So, funny story, my nephew one time was roasting marshmallows and his marshmallow caught on fire and he went, ah, and it went whoosh, right past my head. Just about got smacked in the forehead with a lava hot marshmallow. Hey Jaelyn, do you know why watermelons always get married?
Is they're sweet?
No, because they can't elope. Our cameraman didn't get that. He's looking at me like stony face, like, what? Of course watermelons can't elope. So our marshmallows are all melted, mixed in really well with our vanilla and our butter. And so now is the time to take it off the heat. We're gonna move it over to our counter. Yeah, turn off the burner, good idea. Bring that over to the counter, and Joe is going to pour in the Rice Krispies. Gently so you don't spill them, please. Okay, but it has to be quick. Okay? Now, this is the tricky part, so if you guys don't mind, I will stir. It's not tricky, it just gets hard to stir after like just literally 3 seconds. So we're gonna stir this up. Make sure that all of our Rice Krispies are nice and coated. Now, for Rice Krispies Squares, I actually prefer to use only the name brand Rice Krispies because I find the generic a little bit starchy. Not that I don't like eating them, because I do like eating them, but I just find for Rice Krispies Squares, the name brand works a little bit better. So, but you can definitely use the generic. So now we have to pour our Rice Krispies into our pan. So Joe, if I can get you to grab the handles and tip it over our pan, and I am going to scrape out the Rice Krispies. Just hold it there. You can lean it on the thing, it doesn't matter. So you have to move quickly with this because the marshmallows literally start to firm up very quickly. We want to get all of that in there as much as we can, not leave any stragglers behind if we can. Okay, as you can see, I put butter in my hands because butter keeps your fingers from sticking to the hot marshmallow. And actually, Joe, would you mind getting me a scraper? Oh, ouch. So when you use butter on your hands, the sticky marshmallows do not stick to your fingers and you do not get burned. I think you can use cooking spray too, although I've never done that. But I've heard that it works. So I'm just gonna try and scrape out the last of this, get it into the pan. So make sure we got butters on our fingers, or butter, not butters. And you just press it down. So these ones are gonna be a little thin because our pan is a bit too big. Has a little bit too much area. Now, when you press down your Rice Krispies Squares, do not press too hard because then when you cut them, they tend to be little hockey pucks. And the whole reason why we didn't use as many of the Rice Krispies is so that they're a little bit gooier because everybody likes the gooey Rice Krispies. So just pat it down so it's nice and even. Give it a little press. Oh, look at that. My butter's wearing off. I'm gonna take a little bit more butter. These marshmallows get very sticky when they're melted. And a little bit of butter in your Rice Krispies. It'll melt it. It tastes awesome anyways, so take this out. Put that there. Sorry for being a mess, guys. Okay, so now we have to let this cool for about a half an hour to 45 minutes. And then we can cut them up. Hey, okay, so here we are at our part 2 of our Rice Krispies Squares. And we're gonna do the microwave version for you, just so you can see how it's done. So again, you take your butter, 1/4 cup, pop it in, And we're gonna melt our butter in the microwave. Now this way is a little bit quicker, but I'm not all that fond of, I'm gonna put it in for a minute. This isn't a very powerful microwave, so I'm not that fond of microwave foods. I find it changes texture and stuff, but if that's what you got, then that's what you cook with. So hopefully it'll be melted in a minute. Okay, so we've melted our butter. Now we have to add our marshmallows. And we're gonna do basically the same thing. And we're only gonna melt them because sugars and fats melt very fast in the microwave. So I'm just gonna coat my marshmallows in the melted butter. And this time I'm gonna add the vanilla at the end. After they're all melted, we're gonna pop that back in. And we're gonna try 45 seconds, 45 seconds, 45 seconds. We'll let you know how many 45 seconds it takes. So that was our first 45 seconds, so let's see what's happening to our marshmallows. Well, they're definitely soft, and they're starting to melt up, so we're just gonna stir this. It'll have to go back in, but 45 seconds, about 1/3 did the job. So we'll put it back in for another 45. Jaelyn, if you wouldn't mind setting that up. Good. So now that I'm showing my kids how to make this in the microwave, I'm going to guarantee that we're going to have Rice Krispie Squares all the time. So once they learn how to do it, they're going to be like, ooh, I feel like Rice Krispie Squares. Hey, did I tell you I was thinking about starting a business in construction?
No.
I'm working on it. Okay, that was dad joke number 2. Ooh, look at that. Look at how floofy that is. That's what happens to marshmallows in the microwave. So we're going to stir it because there's still a lot of heat in those marshmallows, and this might actually have done it. So 2 45-second bursts seems to be the trick. There's still one marshmallow there that didn't melt, but I bet you if we stir it enough, it will, because I can feel how hot this is. So, and like I said, you know, with most appliances, ovens, stoves, microwaves, toaster ovens, even toasters, they all do heat a little differently. So now we're going to stir in our vanilla. Again, half a teaspoon, so about half the cat bowl. And I'm just going to stir that up so it gets all everywhere before we put our marshmallows. We want that nice vanilla taste in everything. Okay, now we're going to pop in our marshmallows, our Rice Krispies. Okay, and we're going to stir that up. Just so you know, I decided to go with the 6 cups this time, just so you can see the difference between using 6 cups versus 5 cups. So Joe had measured out 5 cups, and I decided to go behind his back and add another cup, so that you guys can see the difference between 6 cups of Rice Krispies and 5 cups. But it is 40 marshmallows irregardless. And I also know you can use mini marshmallows. I'll have to look that up. And because then you don't count out like 4 mini marshmallows for every big marshmallow or anything like that. It's just, you have to measure them with a measuring cup. But how I was taught is 40 large marshmallows. Okay, so I'm going to take a little butter. Do you want to hand me that tray there? Yep. So, I already sprayed this. This time I'm going to get the kids' hands to do lots of the smushing. Since I did the other one, I'm just going to get it out of the bowl and they can do the smushing. So you can get it mostly on your fingertips because you're mostly going to smush with your fingertips. Okay, guys? Okay. You don't normally use the palms of your hands to smush it. Okay, well, I have to tell you, this comes off the bowl much easier than it came out of the pot. Just do it quick because it's hot if you're going to pick it up. Okay, so it's going to go to the sink. You can get the marshmallow gooey off. So they also recommend that you do this like one batch at a time instead of trying to double and triple it. Just sometimes that happens. You can't really double and triple some recipes or else it just doesn't turn out the same. Okay, so why don't you guys eat one each end, start smushing that. And just so you know, we all washed our hands before we started this video. Okay, take some more butter if it's sticking. Okay, we're not making pasta here, guys. Wow. So I guess your mom's pretty talented, eh? It looks a little trickier than what it is. Okay. Okay, you don't need that much butter, guys. Holy cannolis. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a little bit, put it on my fingertips. Now, guys, you don't use your fingertips. You use your, what? No, like this. Okay. Joe, you had enough butter to like make movie theater popcorn. Okay, I got a little butter in there. Let's get that out because our Rice Krispie mix is already starting to cool. So again, don't press too hard because then you will have rock hard Rice Krispie Squares. So as you can see, this is the pan that I normally make on my Rice Krispies in. And I just wanted to say, this is our second kitchen. We actually have 2 kitchens in our house. So if anybody wants to buy a beautiful acreage, this is our acreage with 2 kitchens. I raise chickens and bees. And 6 bedrooms. And I saw that. Okay, so we're gonna head upstairs with these Rice Krispies. We're gonna let them cool, and then when we're ready to cut, we'll come back. So, we've already taken one of these out of the pan. They're cool enough now to cut. So this is the first one that we made on the stove. So I'm gonna cut that one. And just get enough for everybody to kind of taste and see what everybody thinks. We have all of our tasters here. So I guess I'm gonna eat this. So, to tell you the truth, I'm not all that great at cutting these even, so I do my best. But there. So we have 9 pieces here. So.
Don't kill me.
Don't kill you. Why would we kill you?
They go death.
Okay. So how do they taste, guys?
Good.
Good.
Good. So just one quick thing before we close out for today is I just wanted to kind of show you there's a couple different methods you can actually get them out of the pan. That one was really thin, so it was very easy. So you can just loosen it like this, flip it and give it a little shake, and it comes out really easy. Now this is the one that we did in the microwave. So it's a little thicker because my pan is a little different. So I'm going to try one of those because I don't think I've ever actually tasted them when they're done in the microwave. See how they taste. Is it good, guys? Mmm. This is really good, hey guys? Some tasty treats. So, there you have it, another aspiring teen chef. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time. And
what?
like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And don't forget to hit that little bell. And please comment if there's any kind of recipes that you'd like to see me do. I think I've done pretty much everything I could do. I can do pretty much anything. So now that I've issued that challenge, I hope that nobody comes up with something silly hard like cheese soufflés or something like that. No, I'm not threatening you with a knife. Okay, so you guys have a good day. We'll see you in about a week. Okay? Bye. Bye. Hey guys. guys, we're back for another Aspiring Teen Chef. We got Justin here. He's moving on to another year of doing something else. So we have two new chefs, but Justin agreed to help me out here with this video on making elephant's toothpaste. We thought we'd just do something a little extra, a little fun. It's going to be at the end of the video. So how we're going to start is Justin is going to take some food coloring. He has red in his hand. There's blue, there's yellow, and he's just going to drip drops of it around the inside edge so it drips down. And in the meantime, I'm going to measure out, go ahead Justin. So I'm going to measure out, ooh, fresh yeast. 1 tablespoon of yeast into our little beaker here. And then I'm going to measure 3 tablespoons of water in there. And we'll mix this all up. So I just saw this video, and so I thought, wow, that looks kind of cool. So we're going to try it out, see what it looks like, see if we can do it. I don't know if we can do it, but we'll give her a shot anyway. So this is very lumpy, so I hope that's how it's supposed to be. As soon as Justin's done there, we're going to measure out. Okay, we're outside, so hope nobody cares. There goes that. Okay, so we have some hydrogen peroxide here, and it said I need 6%, but all I have is 3%. So we're going to give this a shot. Let's see if it works. I'm sure we'll get some kind of reaction. So a half a cup. I'm just going to put this over here, guys, so it's out of the way. We don't want like chain reactions happening because I left the chemicals here. So we're going to pour this in here, half a cup of hydrogen peroxide. And then you're supposed to put a lot of dish soap. So it doesn't actually tell me how much. So there, a lot. Hopefully that does it. So now what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to pour in our yeast and get the heck out of the way. So that's what we're gonna try doing. Okay, let's just make sure that this is loose so it can get in there. Okay, it's kind of like a big glom. Okay, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, my yeast. Okay, wow, we didn't have to quite get out of the way because we didn't have as powerful hydrogen peroxide. So let's see what happens. Let's see if it does anything. It's coming up slowly. It's supposed to come up much faster than that. So let's pour some more hydrogen peroxide in there. Here we go. And it's just kind of like bleh. So I guess you need the stronger peroxide, which is 6% peroxide. This is only 3. So it kind of looks like a pop gone wrong. Like when you freeze soda pop and then open it before it's unfrozen. But that's our little fun experiment. Maybe we'll get some 6% peroxide and we'll try this again. So back to the video.